A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, and on the free Odyssey app.
High noon and welcome in, except to Mason Crosby, who just went downstairs via, and here he comes back up the stairs.
Get something real quick. Sorry.
That's all right. It's all good. This is the Mason Crosby Show on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. My name's Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. Tommy Wirtz is here, and Mason Crosby went downstairs, got what he needed for the show. He is back and ready to go.
I'm ready. I had to get locked in. I needed to go down the basement for a second, get this thing dialed in.
Do you know what's really great is that everyone thinks like you did that perfectly on my screen.
You can see me.
I saw you like this on the bottom.
I turned around. I know.
So you fit perfectly in the framing of the audience.
Yeah,
but
I just did it for the people, not for you, Tommy.
I know.
Actually,
I know.
I did it for
you.
you.
Definitely did it for me.
It's only for Tommy.
I got a surprise for you at the end of the show because it's the morning show.
Is it another Blake Bortles jersey?
No, it's not.
Gosh,
it's not quite as good as that, but
Yeah.
you'll appreciate it because of everything I've ever said on these airwaves. I think I said the dumbest thing I've ever said on the air.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah.
I
I can't wait.
Yeah,
I
it was
can't
great.
wait. All right, what do we got? What are we rolling in today? I mean, what do we got going here, Mitch?
Well, it's Packers-Bears week, and it is round 3. Ding, ding. They are playing in the playoffs. Not just the Packers-Bears, but all the playoff games are upon us this weekend, which is super wild card weekend. Not just wild card
it's a
weekend,
big one.
but it's super wild card weekend. We've got that going on. So we got to talk about Matt LaFleur. We got to talk about Jordan Love. We got to talk about Caleb Williams. All those things. The Bucs are headed out west. They already beat Sacramento. They'll be in Golden State tomorrow. So we'll check that out. UWM and UW Green Bay squared off in game 1 of their 2-game set. They'll play later in February, but they played last night in Green Bay.
How'd that go?
It went better for Doug Gottlieb than
he's rolling this year.
They're 500. Like they're not terrible. Scott Grodsky from CBS 58 is going to jump on to talk about all the Packers, Bears stuff. And I don't know if you know the name Daniel Vogelbach. Like that's kind of a deep cut. I feel like when you're a Packer, like random brewers, like the big brewers, but you might not know. So Daniel Vogelbach yesterday was named a hitting instructor with the Milwaukee Brewers. And he's like this, big fat white guy that
I saw the picture of him. I saw they brought him in. I mean, free like pipes. I mean, that guy is juice.
He was my Jake Bowers before Jake Bowers got
so
here.
Tommy is so in love, excited. Like, how do I reach out to him? How do I become best friends with him immediately? So Mason Crosby, we might ask you for some tips on how people can become best friends with professional athletes without being creepy.
Well, that's what I need. I need to learn how to talk to another guy without being creepy that I've never met. I have it down the other way. It's just the guy part. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I have a lot of tips there, but I can help you with the not being creepy part.
Okay.
Maybe.
That's fair.
Let's not do that. But I don't know why. Like, why do you want to just be friends? You just want to be friends.
Want to be friends.
He just seems like a good dude.
Strictly
Not because
casual.
he's a celebrity.
No,
because
he seems like,
just want to be
friends.
friends.
He seems like he's like a fun guy to go get a beer with.
100%. 100%.
So we've got a lot to talk about, and I think we want to start with Matt LaFleur, because Adam Schefter was on Pat McAfee yesterday talking about it. Mike Florio was on The Score. Was that today or yesterday? Talking about it. It seems like not just locally, but nationally,
are they at odds?
No, I don't think they're at odds, but I think they're starting to talk. Like, people are starting to talk about what is the value of Matt LaFleur? What does a contract extension look like for him? What does a loss Saturday night look like for him? And people are kind of all over the spectrum on knowing that the last 3 years, 7 seed. So technically playoffs, but really, like, not playoffs you feel good about.
Right.
Right.
Let's hear from Adam Schefter yesterday on the Pat McAfee show, speaking about the possibility and the likelihood of a Matt LaFleur extension.
Well, it would be an immediate decision. It would be, I believe, a policy decision as the president of the team succeeding Mark Murphy. He is the one in charge of those decisions. And Matt LaFleur was asked about his job security this year and commented on it, which led to about a week worth of speculation. And again, I feel the same way about Matt LaFleur that I do Kevin Stefanski. If they moved on, and he's going to be going into the last year of his deal, I think he'd get a job in this cycle as well. So I don't think it'd be much of an issue. I think the bigger deal here is, can they figure out a contract of fair value to keep him there? I think that's what this is about, them trying to negotiate a contract, seeing what they can come up with, seeing if they get a deal done. If they get the deal done, it's a non-talking point, and his future is secure there. If they can't figure out a contract that works for both sides, well, then you have to ask yourself, are they willing to let him go into the last year of his deal, which he would be, or what do you do about that? And very rarely do teams want coaches going into the last year of their deal, which I believe the priority will be to re-sign him to an extension this offseason. And let's see what happens with that first.
What a flex by Shefty to just have 3 emails going off all during that entire thing. But if you heard it at the
I'm busy.
end,
I gotta go.
Yeah, if you heard at the end, a priority for the Green Bay Packers to work out a contract extension with Matt LaFleur. And I wanted to ask you guys about that. The listeners can call into 414-677-1250. How much does this game specifically weigh in on Matt LaFleur getting an extension this offseason? Mason Crosby, start with you first.
Well, thank you for producing us there, Tommy. That felt very, very professional.
You're welcome. Just wait. It gets way more unprofessional today. It gets way more.
I hope so.
All right. So, yeah, I am curious, like, why that is a priority in a sense. So I have 2 things. I'll touch on if this game matters. And I do believe it does, right? Like, in the last 4 years, 1 playoff win, 3 7 seeds here the last few, haven't won the North in 4 years. Like, if you don't win a playoff game this year with this roster, with Jordan Love playing at a high level, with like all the things that you tout yourself as a head coach, there's got to be some serious question marks. My question, and I'll let Thunder answer where he wants on that, but I also want to pose a question back out to y'all from my perspective, a player perspective. Why is that the mindset for coaches and head coaches that they can't go into their last year of their contract without an extension?
Love that.
Why in the world is that the mindset? Like they should, like if you're not sure, but you don't want to get rid of the guy, let him go in. If you see a change in the season, you throw him a bag next year. Like, why do you have to extend him right now? And now, because you extend him, now it's 5 more years or 4 more years. And that is where we're at. So those are my questions.
This is why I love Mason Crosby.
Thank you.
Because you ask the questions that so often in this industry and so often from professional athletes and from coaches, like they don't answer. Like, oh, it's just the way it is.
It's the way it is. That's how Schefter said it. It was like they don't like him going in the last year. Oh, why? Like, players do it all the time.
Yep.
You go in the last year, you come into the season, you look good, and then it's like, all right, we're going to extend you in training camp or there. Like, players always get to the last year of their contract before anything gets done.
Well, and I think the last example I can remember, I don't know if there's been one in between, was our guy Big Mike, right? Mm-hmm. Big Mike had the last year, and then it didn't go in his favor. But that is weird now that you say that. Like, I don't know very many cases of a head coach just completing the contract and moving on. It's always fired, extended, wherever it goes from there. It's a never-ending cycle. Yeah,
Craig
same
Counsell,
way. Yeah,
he managed his last year.
Yep.
Yeah. They didn't re-sign him. He didn't re-sign, and he became a free agent coach.
Yeah.
But almost never do you see a head coach or a manager or in any sport become a free agent by choice.
That's true.
It's almost always because you get hired to get fired. That's the common phrase with coaches and with managers. Why? Why do we
can't you just finish your contract and be like, hey, that was a good run. No, we're gonna go elsewhere now.
Is it a vote of confidence issue? Is it like you have to be,
that's part of it.
You have to be all in on your guy or not in a given moment?
Sure, but I'm like thinking, okay, if LaFleur is in his last year of his contract, he hasn't gotten an extension. He either knows he's coaching for an extension with the Packers in or after that next season, or he's coaching for his next job.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I don't understand that. Like you should be coaching the same way, regardless if you're on a 5-year contract or in the last year of your contract. Like, players usually play their best season in a contract year, right?
Yes, they do.
Like, that is the mindset, is like, you better be playing your best ball in that contract year to get max amount of dollars. So would we say LaFleur has coached his best season to deserve a contract extension? And I think that's what Schefter was saying. Those numbers might look a little different right now than they did at some point. And if they lose to the Bears, what is that conversation?
Right.
Are the Packers willing to say, like, we don't want to go get someone else, but here is our number? And Matt LaFleur has to be willing to take that, or he's playing the year under his contract, or the Packers have to fire him.
I think there's so many layers to this discussion. I think part of it is what Schefter talked about, and what we're talking about is like, is there a number that the Packers are looking at? Is there a number that LaFleur's looking at? I also wonder if there's
what's his number right now?
That's not public information.
Which is ridiculous.
Right now.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
We don't know
with
what
all
LaFleur
the
makes.
No, there's estimations, but
there has to be for the Packers, though, right?
No,
like,
that is. I guess for the Packers being the public, maybe
I'll look it up.
Maybe,
quick.
but
go ahead, Mitch. I'm sorry I interrupted.
No,
Go ahead.
no, it's all good. So what I was going to say is, I also wonder, like, where Ed Policy sits on his Matt LaFleur-o-meter. Like, is Ed, if Ed Policy is like, Matt, you know what? I'm bought in on Matt LaFleur. Barring something catastrophic, Matt LaFleur's my guy. We'll figure it out. Or is Ed Policy like, I don't really love Matt LaFleur. Like, barring something miraculous, I don't really think LaFleur's my guy. Or is he on the fence? And Policy could be anywhere, again, on the Matt LaFleur spectrum. And we have no idea if Policy wants LaFleur to succeed, if he wants LaFleur to fail, or if he's really on the fence about where LaFleur is. And Saturday night really matters because I think I'm trying to remember. I think did Matt Schneidman was on with you guys today.
Yes.
And he said that he and Kuhn talked about this in their podcast, that like, if Policy's convinced that LaFleur's the guy, nothing really that happens Saturday night is going to change that. If he's convinced LaFleur's not the guy, LaFleur could win that over by winning multiple games in the playoffs, but nothing that happens Saturday night is going to change that. But if he's on the fence, Saturday night really could affect how Policy feels about Matt LaFleur.
And we're speaking on like other people's thoughts, right? So this world is always kind of like, all right, we're trying to speculate. But would you say Ed Policy comes in, takes over from Mark Murphy? If those two were his guys that he wanted, wouldn't his first act of like, if they like GM and head coach, you would think, these are my guys, I'm on board. Like, I want them to lead my team, my organization for the next 5 years. You extend them right away.
Right.
If I'm Ed Policy and I take over a program and I'm like, I love this head coach, I love this GM. This is where this is where I want to head. I'm extending you right now.
Right. And especially
then I'm looking at this. They're saying like they're thinking he makes around $5 million a year right now.
Yeah.
And an extension might be in that $10 to $15 million a year range.
That's a lot. That's a lot for a head coach. Yeah.
That's a lot.
And I think that even especially if you, speaking of it, just from the Goody perspective, I love that point, Mason. If it is his guys, he would back that up. Right. But even after a colossal, historic, all-time, not just trade in Packers history, but in NFL history, still didn't give that vote of confidence to Brian Gutekunst and give him an extension during that time. And I think this transitions well into Mike Florio, who was on 670 The Score earlier this morning, talking about the possibility of Matt LaFleur's job being in jeopardy.
Are you saying that Matt LaFleur's job's on the line against the Bears on Saturday? I'm just wondering what else we can load up on this guy to make him a little. Yeah, They're going to fire his arse.
His job is
if he
potentially
loses.
on the line.
Okay.
The signals have been there, hiding in plain sight since the new Packers president, Ed Policy, said in June, no extensions for LaFleur or Gutekunst before the end of the 2025 season, and I don't like lame duck arrangements. Well, they're signed through 2026, so they're either getting new contracts or they're going to be gone after the season. And until the Packers tell us what they're going to do, we don't know what they're going to do. Is getting to the playoffs enough?
Yeah, is getting to the playoffs enough as it wraps up there. Do you think that these two should be tied so hand in hand together right now as well?
I don't think they are. I think Ed
I don't
Policy
think they're a
sees them
package deal.
completely set. Like I think he could keep one and not the other, and it could go either way.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think they're tied into each other. They're tied into each other because they're in the same contract status. But that's it. I don't think they are.
Okay, here's another one then. Are they still separate based on this game, or can they be tied together based on this game? Does Brian Gutekunst's future weigh as much in on this performance like Matt LaFleur's does?
I don't think so. I mean, I think you're looking at, how a team is built and like all those things. Honestly, unfortunately, maybe the Minnesota Vikings game was maybe a depth of the team, a building of a team type of way on Goody. But this is a coach's game. Now it's like, these are your players, right? Like you gotta coach who you have on the field. Goody's job is done in this regard. So like Ed Policy can look at what he's built already. This now, how do you coach the team that's on the field that you're given to go out and win games? That is the head coach's job.
Yep.
Like yes, you can have a say in some of the personnel and do those. But when that team is on your 53 is out there, you have to coach that team to go win and be successful. And that's a head coach's job. Do I think I don't know. It's like, what are you going to do? You get rid of LaFleur, you bring in Stefanski, you bring in somebody. What are you paying them? What are you doing? Like, you're starting fresh, all that. LaFleur is going to go get another job. Like I don't think he's a head coach that it's just like, all right, well, now you got to go back and be a coordinator. I do think he'd have an opportunity to go get another job. So it's curious, but I mean, I liked what Florio said there. Ed Policy has said that there will be a decision made at the end of this 2025 season.
I love that.
So we are right on the cusp of that.
414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Talking text line. 414-677-1250. We've got some great stuff coming in on the text line, but let's get out to Chris in Muskego. Chris, you're on the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon.
Good morning, gentlemen. How y'all doing?
Good afternoon.
Happy holidays.
High noon,
Happy
baby.
holidays. Thanks, Chris.
I think Ed Policy is just sitting back, looking at the card table and reading his cards, and he ain't going to do nothing till he sees what happens at the end of the season. I mean, there's reasons to keep both, and there's reasons to get rid of both.
Yes.
I mean, you got Goody, he's made some great moves. He's made some good draft picks, but he's also made a bunch of bad ones. I mean, he came into the season knowing he needed a defensive back, and he did nothing. Oh, excuse me. He got the player.
He made a move, just not the right
nobody
move.
wanted it in Hobbs. Nobody wanted him, but he got him. But we come to find out, we know why the Raiders got rid of him. He went and got a premier best defensive end in the league, and he got rid of your best defensive tackle. He knew Devontae's history of being injured, and at the trade deadline, Wyatt wasn't hurt yet, but he's seen that his players that he drafted from 2 years ago haven't done nothing on the defensive line. He failed to go out and get anybody to try and bolster the defensive line, and now at the end of the season, he's getting a bunch of retreads or guys that hopefully they can go in because he didn't have faith in Stackhouse. And Stackhouse right now is going to be your best run stopper, though he's not much of a guy to get pressure on the quarterback, but he is a guy that can sustain two blocks and give room for the linebackers. You got the defensive backs. You got that are still lining up 15, 20 yards or 5 to 10 yards off the receivers when they're in short yardage.
So Chris,
that's on your defensive side.
we can go position by position, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, where you're at Policy, where do you stand on LaFleur and on Gutekunst?
Yeah. What's your feel?
Personally, get rid of them both.
All right, Chris, I love it. Thanks for the call.
Appreciate it, Chris.
Have a take and don't suck, Jim Rome style.
Yeah.
I love that. And I think people will listen to Chris and say, you're crazy.
Oh, yeah.
LaFleur and Goody are great.
You're going to have both sides.
Yeah, and there are people who are going to be like, no, you got to get rid of, you got Goody made the trade for Micah, but his first round picks have been terrible. Get rid of Goody. No, LaFleur can't get the max out of Jordan Love. What's he doing? Like, does he even speak love language?
All right,
like,
before we go to the next,
it's all over the place.
Before we go to break here, I want to throw this question out there. With the teams that LaFleur's had these last 3 years, made it to the seventh seed 3 years in a row. Do you think not any coach, but another head coach could have done the same with the groups that he was coaching, or done better?
Another available coach or another coach in the NFL? Like, I think Andy Reid's doing this anywhere,
Another available coach, like somebody, like, do you think they're another coach that could have come in and coached this team? Say LaFleur, something happened, he's not available. Like, do you think another head coach could have coached these teams to the same position or better?
So I'm looking at 2022 right here.
Do you think this year, like,
I don't know about this year, but in general,
do you think Stefanski could have coached this team to a better position?
I'm looking at the 2022 hires, right? In the head coach, because there was 10 coaches hired in that carousel. All right. Number 1 is Todd Bowles.
Okay.
All right. Number 2 is Josh McDaniels.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Dennis Allen. Number 4 is Nathaniel Hackett.
Love him, but not a head coach.
Number 5 is Mike McDaniel. Number 6 is Kevin O'Connell. Number 7 is Brian Dable. Number 8 is Doug Peterson. Number 9 is Matt Eberflus. Number 10 is Lovie Smith. That feels like the Packers have at least the second best coach on that list.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's curious. I mean, but with the roster is what I'm saying, though.
Right.
Like, those guys inherited some
had
horrible teams.
Rosters.
yeah, is there anyone?
So this roster, what the Green Bay Packers are, is he getting the most out of it? I think that's what Ed Policy has to look at.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
All right, between Goody, between LaFleur, like, who's giving, like, is Goody giving the players that this team should be better, or is Goody not getting the right players? LaFleur's not the problem. Goody, like, I don't think they're tied together in that regard. I'm like, I think he's going to look at them separately and be like, who is not getting the most out of what we have? Because we have all the resources, you have all the things. Now, how do we get past this 7 seed? How do we win the division, get back on top, and be the best version of ourselves?
Love it.
Nice.
All right.
Yep.
Well, let's go to break and let's keep diving deeper.
Absolutely. Matt LaFleur and Brian Gutekunst's futures are on trial today on the Mason Crosby. Like,
I love that.
We're giving all the sides.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're giving all the stats, positives, negatives.
You make the judgment.
Guilty until
we'll
proven
send
innocent.
it out to the jury.
Hey, where's Judy when we need her?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Judge Judy, she's the best. This is the Mason Crosby Show. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nelson, a.k.a. Thunder. 414-677-1250. Your phone calls, a lot of your texts coming in as well on the Nicolay Law Talk and text line. 414-677-1250. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon. Judge Judy. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon. I'm Mitch Nellis. Tommy Wirtz and Mason Crosby both taking swigs of their coffee as they prep for segment number 2 here. Remember, Scott Grodsky, CBS 58 in Milwaukee, will be joining us at the top of the 1 o'clock hour to talk all things sports here in Wisconsin. We're talking Brian Gutekunst. We're talking Matt LaFleur. Adam Schefter spoke about Matt LaFleur. Mike Florio spoke about Matt LaFleur. One question before we get back into it, Mason, is it kind of weird that this is the topic nationally before the playoff game? Like, shouldn't the focus be on the playoff matchups, and or is it like okay that people are digging deeper into what the meaning of these games should be as opposed to just focusing on the 6 matchups?
Yeah, it is a little curious that they're not just talking about this game, but I think this game has so much more nuance to it.
Yeah.
Especially with how these two teams played, here these last few weeks, right? Losing games, how that game went. It's almost this game's a toss-up.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows exactly
right
what it's going to look like, what it's going to be about. But I believe that there's a lot hinging on it for the Packers. Maybe even definitely more so than for the Bears
as an organization.
Yeah, as an organization.
Yes.
This organization is on the precipice
and
here
maybe
of
for the quarterbacks too. Like
shifting something.
We're not talking quarterbacks, but that's a separate conversation. But maybe for them too. But let's get back into Goody, into the floor. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law talk and text line. Johnny's on the north side of Milwaukee. Johnny, you're on the Mason Crosby Show.
How you doing? How you doing this afternoon?
Happy New Year to you, Johnny. What's up?
First, Mason, it's an honor to talk to you. Any Packers, former Packers player.
Awesome.
Yep, agreed.
Really appreciate it, Johnny.
This is actually a really tough one, but not as tough as people are making it seem. I look at it like this. These plays get ran. I watch every Packer game of every play that we play. Every week. I watch LaFleur's system. I see open players there. I see the plays not being made. I see receivers drop passes. I see linebackers and stuff not making the right tackles. So if I had to choose one of the two, then it would definitely have to fall on Goody for personnel problems.
Okay.
The plays be there. I'm seeing even when the kid got in the other week and he threw the interception. Did the pass hit the guy right in the between the numbers? So the play was there. The plays are there. So I don't know how LaFleur would be kind of fighting for. And I really feel like that is a catastrophic mistake if we let LaFleur go. But I don't really believe either one of them should be fighting for a job. I mean, not fighting for the job, but should be on a hot seat whatsoever. Because I just really think the Packers have gotten the bad end of the injury stick. It just is what it is. I don't really know how else to put it.
No, that's a good way to put
it.
But
if you had to say one, you would go more Goody because the plays are there and the personnel on the field just might not be what it needs to be to get the job done.
Yeah, and the perfect example is who's our go-to receiver. I mean, I know I get the Crystal Watson thing, but what we still haven't addressed this, and then this is still a big problem. Third and gotta have it. We kind of okay, we don't have a guarantee for sure. Go to them, bam. It's a couple things that just didn't get addressed, and then they rear their ugly head, and that's a personnel problem. I mean, we don't have a number one receiver, and we had opportunities to get one. So I got to go on personnel. But like I said, how much stock can you put in that? Because we went and got Micah Parsons, and we went and got Xavier McKinney, and we went and got John Jacobs. So
all good points.
Yep.
Johnny,
Goody's not afraid of
buddy.
taking swings for sure. I appreciate you, Johnny.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks for the call.
That is interesting. And it is, I mean, okay, it's not like Jordan, in this offense, they haven't put up numbers the last 3 years, right? But since Devontae Adams, since you had a true number one, has it changed a little bit? And with LaFleur's philosophy where it's like, oh, well, we don't necessarily have a number one. I'm drawing up plays to spread it out. Like, it's up to the quarterback to find the open receiver and do all of these things. Is that system working? Right.
And
is it as dynamic?
Does that maximize Jordan Love's skill set as well?
And you've literally had these same receivers for the last 3 years. Like, they are your guys. So it's like somebody should, like, Christian Watson has separated himself when he's healthy, but it's like, is that system is that the right one to maximize and have the most dynamic offense? Because this year, Christian Watson comes back after he wasn't there early. You had Jaden Reed. You had some guys on the field. Jaden Reed was hurt early. I mean, there were some issues in the injury department, but it's just like, you're not going out and lighting up the scoreboard. So an offensive guru, you would think that it would go that way, right? And it doesn't always. Kansas City Chiefs proved that last year. They could not score points. They could not get it done. They still went to a Super Bowl. They still found a way to get there. So those questions are gonna be had. I don't think they're gonna move on. That is not my inclination. I'm curious though what that extension looks like. Because is it time to go 10 to 15 million a year on somebody that you're not fully sold on?
414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law Talking text line. 414 writes in, I completely agree with Mason with a slight caveat. If they destroy Chicago, extend the group. If they get embarrassed, replace the group. If it's close, either way, no issue with letting the group go in as lame ducks. And I think, like, we use that phrase, lame ducks, but it's like, you still have a job. Like, I think that goes back to your original point, Mason, is like, you can call a 1 year contract or 1 year left on your contract, like your lame duck year, but like, you're still a head coach in the NFL. You're still a general manager in the NFL. How about don't be a lame duck? How about go succeed at your job and let the process play out and trust the process that if you do a really good job, you're not going to be a lame duck anymore. You're going to get the extension you want.
Yeah. And so you go 4-0, 5-1, something to start the next season. Then you throw that bag at him.
Right.
If he doesn't want to take it, then it's like, all right, well, then we're moving on. Like, I do not understand why an extension has to be made. Like, he still has a year on his contract.
And
like,
on top of that,
to me doesn't make sense.
You can use this if you're doing really well at the job you're currently at, right? And you think that, hey, maybe I'm a little underpaid and I'm undervalued at the job that I'm currently working. I'm going to go and try to seek out other jobs.
Right.
And maybe if you really think the right fit is where you already are, you can use that to leverage it and try to make sure that you do get the deal that you want with the place you want to be at, or ultimately you can head out and go to the next place. And that's something that you now have the power in your field if you're going to try to do something like that.
Wouldn't it be something if after the season, whatever happens in Chicago, and then if they go to Seattle, if they go to Cancun or wherever they go, and then like Matt LaFleur talks to Cleveland and New York and like just happens to have a conversation like and uses that and that is that shady or is that because I think in this world of 2026 economics, taking care of yourself, stuff like that, like I think it's okay to have options.
I think technically it's illegal, but it happens.
I think you can only talk if you are getting promoted, right? So like coordinators are allowed to have interviews and stuff.
But head coaches, who do you?
LaFleur couldn't talk to. I mean, they couldn't shouldn't or couldn't talk to like anyone in a power, like a position that could make a decision for any of those organizations.
But he knows
an agent runs into somebody and they're like, they have a player and they're just like, oh, hey, like, how LaFleur became available. Like, how would y'all want him? Like, be interested? And like, how, like, is he worth $10 million? Like, I'm sure this agent is having conversations or people are having conversations where it's like, what would his value be if he wasn't re-signing in Green Bay, if he got fired, that type of stuff. Just because I do think that due diligence is fine, but there can't be any real negotiation there.
Yeah. Q writes in real quick. He's wondering, is there, he says there seems to be a disconnect, and I would rephrase it as a question. Is there a disconnect between GM and head coach stemming from the fact that they are equals on the pie chart, both reporting up to Ed Policy as opposed to the head coach? And I think Policy has said that he wants it moving forward, more of the head coach reporting to the GM than reporting to the president. But has that caused a little bit of some of this weirdness as well?
Yeah, make the GM like a COO, right? Where they're like they're head of all the operations and kind of just clean it up there. Because I do think, like, in my whole time there, how the structure was, it's like personnel and then the football team. Right. And it's like they and the coaches, and there's always a frustration there because they don't have, it's not linear. They don't just have like the straightforward conversation sometimes on who the player should be, who needs to be on the field, and all those things. So if they're not on the same page, that's where you see some issues. And who knows, maybe they're not. We've never seen any like real disconnect or like, bad blood there between the two. But you just never know what's going on. Green Bay is really good at holding that stuff close to the vest. They're not gonna put that noise out there if there is any issue.
I agree. And I wonder if it just leads to awkwardness, not necessarily bad blood or anything like that, but just like, other organizations, it's just like the Packers don't know exactly, like, I don't want to say who's
you just agree to disagree or agree to like go and like,
exactly.
All right, we'll stay in our own bubbles. You give me the players and I'll do my, my best.
A little bit
just
of that.
Water cooler, Matt LaFleur and Brian being like,
right.
the weather,
bud.
right?
Yeah, what's up? All right. You go back to your office. I'll go to mine and we'll see what happens.
And we'll just do our job and not pretend like they don't impact each other.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Ken is in Barrington, Illinois. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Talking text line. Ken, your next step on the Mason Crosby Show.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. And Mason, I'll echo what somebody said before. You gave me a lot of joy watching the Packers, so thanks very much.
Awesome.
Except
I
for
appreciate
2012. Nice job.
Yeah.
God, get out of here.
We'll remember that forever.
Living in the past, guys.
No,
Living in the past.
We love you. We love you.
Man, it's probably a good thing that I'm not in Policy's job because I would have got rid of LaFleur probably after they lost to San Francisco at Lambeau Field in the playoffs. Man, to me, 2 number 1 seeds in Lambeau Field and losing the way they did, especially the San Francisco game. You had a special teams coach that you knew the special teams was a problem the whole year.
Yep.
You didn't get rid of the coach, and it cost you the playoffs and maybe the Super Bowl. And, I guess it's a good thing that they kept him on to groom Jordan Love and see what he can do. But to me now we've seen, this is probably the ceiling, right? A little better than 500 record. Squeak into the playoffs and probably get, bounced in the first or second game.
Okay.
Just my opinion. Goody, I like that he's more willing to take chances on the free agents, but it seems like a lot of his high draft picks just really haven't panned out. The only reason why I say get rid of both is I'd rather see the GM and the coach on the same contract.
So Ken, can this game change your mind at all, or it's no matter what happens?
To me, I think they would have to at least go to the NFC Championship game.
Okay.
To change my mind.
Okay.
Thanks for the call, Ken.
Yeah, appreciate
There
you,
you go.
Ken. No, this is an interesting conversation just because, is it acceptable? Do we want a Dallas Cowboys situation like a Jason Garrett? It's like he was there, like a good coach. Like I think guys liked him, liked playing for him, got him to the playoffs, but they didn't win a playoff game for 10 years? Like this, if you don't win this game this week, you've won 1 playoff game in the last 4 years, right? Like, is that acceptable?
Yeah, Jordan Love's first year.
Yeah, just getting to the play against the Dallas Cowboys,
right.
And
which
the
they're
year
just
before not making it.
they just lose. Yeah, they just lose playoff games.
I know you saw Eberflus lost his job earlier today. The Commanders have now fired both of their coordinators.
Okay,
so head coach keeps his job, but both.
Do you think Kingsbury is trying to get a head coach job? Do you think he's back?
I'm sure he'd love one.
I need Sparky to do a Kingsbury to Green Bay segment.
I'm in for that. I'm in for that.
Let's see what people think. On that.
You know what the most Cleveland Browns thing that could ever happen
Kingsbury?
is? No, Eberflus.
Oh, that'd be brutal. Dude.
That was mean for you. That was mean.
Did that feel mean?
That was mean for you.
Is he not a horrible coach, though? I mean, he's a horrible coach.
I don't know if you've called anyone a horrible coach on this show ever.
I know. I'm usually really nice. He coached for the Bears. Andy is just a bad coach.
I actually have a quick football strategy question for Mason Crosby on the other side. Remember, Scott Grodsky, CBS 58 here in Milwaukee, will join us at the top of 1 o'clock hour. But I've got a football question for Mason Crosby.
Interesting.
Coming up next. It's one that's on
Is
my
it about
mind.
kicking?
It's not.
Because that's all I know. I only know kicking.
Well, kicking is involved, but it's not about
Okay.
kicking. No,
All right.
No, it's about,
Mine's about kicking.
it's about ball. It's about ball. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. Playoff week. Whoa.
Did you just do the Collinsworth slide into the camera? He can't even hear me. He doesn't have his headphones.
He's on
on.
like an like some sort of like.
I just took the elevator.
Yeah.
You know what it looked like? It looked more like you took the dumb waiter. You know what a dumb like in
I have one of those too. You know, in my.
I figured in your complex.
What is that? I don't even know what that is.
A dumb waiter?
Yeah, you don't know what a dumb waiter?
This is the Mason Crosby Show. We're presented by Verizon, the official
Tommy,
5G network of the Green Bay Packers. And Tommy
is a dumb waiter.
Tommy is a dumb waiter.
An automated lift for moving
You've never heard
goods.
of a dumb waiter? Yeah.
Not people.
No, he's from Cudahy, bro.
I had like the opposite. I had like a laundry chute. in
Tommy's
my
like,
dad's house.
that's what my parents called me.
Just
The
wait.
dumb waiter.
Again, like dumb is there was a little bit of a clue in the talk and text line. Nicolay Law talk and text line
About what? About the
about
funny,
the dumbness that's coming up.
But don't give Mason any
That's
clues.
just a clue. That's all it is.
All right.
There's
but he's
nothing
gonna
else.
see it now.
I saw
you
it, so
saw
I'm
it? Okay,
curious.
all right.
Yeah, we're good. We'll
This
I saw your new nickname.
This is the Mason Crosby Show. We got a couple minutes here before the top of the hour. Scott Grodsky will join us from CBS 58 here in Milwaukee. Mason, my question for you was kind of splitting off from the LaFleur Gutekunst discussion. I want to know, Saturday night, Packers win the toss. What do you do? Because I feel very strongly about this. And I heard Tommy take the opposite side this morning on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. No Josh, Tommy in. And I feel very strongly about this.
I'm always a defer guy.
Always
defer.
Even as bad as the run defense is.
Yep.
In
I'm
Chicago.
Yep. You want give them the ball, shut them down, and then.
But you're not shutting them down. You're giving
then
up.
You score
you're giving
at
up a 9-minute touchdown drive.
That's what you.
That's what you're doing
Against the Bears is what you're.
I think you. Right,
but I'm like, you get the ball
game.
at the end of half is
I
the
know.
goal, and then to start the half.
I know.
So
Aaron Charles Rodgers.
it's the Aaron, yeah.
I
It's
know.
the Aaron
He
philosophy.
taught us all the discount double up, State Farm, blah blah blah. In
Hey man,
general,
I'm a creature of habit.
in general, I would say 90% of the time, I agree with that. I think in this case, against this opponent, in getting Jordan Love going,
Would it
I
change
think-
your mind if Micah Parsons was not hurt?
Yes,
Okay.
it would absolutely.
So
Absolutely
it changes your
would,
mind
yes.
on how the defense is
Yeah.
playing.
Oh, absolutely. The way they are.
It's not just
the way
it's not a
Derrick
blanket
Henry-
philosophy.
No,
for
no.
you.
I said 90% of the time.
Okay.
I want to defer, but I am fully on board in this specific game, where it is, when it is. Love having not played in 2.5 weeks. I think you take the ball and score a touchdown first. I think it changes the whole game if you give up a 9-minute. And the Bears
You've already written that down.
And
That's
the Bears don't even pass the ball once. They run it 9 times for 71 yards, and they score a touchdown. And it's like, and you're already doubting yourself.
I will say in this situation, if the weather is really bad,
yeah,
like possessions are going to be a
it's
premium.
supposed to be pretty
right?
clear. It's supposed to be like,
but it windy
high 20s.
and cold.
Could be-
Okay,
yeah, high
but not
20s.
like
Could be windy.
precipitation.
Could be windy.
But that could make it tough in that running game. And possessions at a premium. Do you want the ball first so that you at least guarantee that possession there?
Viatran says we take the football. Packer Doug on Instagram or Instagram on YouTube says MLF has taken the ball first a few times. So I just think you take it.
Defer
in this
all
case.
Day.
Defer all day.
All day.
All right.
Yeah, back with AR-12. There it is.
I know.
He was probably trying to assert dominance with Aaron, so he was
sure
like, "We're gonna take the ball," and so Aaron was just mad the whole time.
We'll continue this. I have a feeling this is a bigger discussion that we'll have during the week. Scott Grodsky, CBS 58 in Milwaukee, will join us next. We're talking Packers, Bears, and whatever else is on your mind. Chimichanga. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon.
Molly brought me some food.
I'm jealous.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, and on the free Odyssey app.
This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon. I'm Mitch Nellis. Tommy Wirtz is here.
What did I miss? What'd you guys do?
I started talking and my
muted,
mic wasn't
yeah.
on, so like
Got
if
it.
you're on video, I look like an idiot.
All right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Watch us on video.
No,
we
I
look
didn't-
like idiots.
Yeah, I didn't look like a chimichanga at least.
I can't wait for this story because it's starting to build,
It's
which I
starting to
like.
build.
Yeah.
I was thinking in this break before we go to
Scott.
Grodsky
Yep.
here. Do you think that Eberflus comment I made is the only thing any Chicago Bears fan would ever agree that with me, would ever side with Mason Crosby, the former Packer?
Depends
Probably
on
the only thing
how much
that I've
respect
ever
you got.
said.
How much respect you got for Devin Hester?
I have a lot of respect.
Right,
for
so
Devin
you'd
Hester.
agree
You'd
there.
agree on that.
So we'd agree with that.
There's
Yeah.
probably some Dan Campbell shade you could both throw.
Okay, so we go to okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Like
But
it's right.
I was just wondering if
No,
any
that's-
Bears fan would ever agree with anything that I felt or said.
It's few and far between.
Okay.
And I think you found one of them.
Yeah.
I found one.
Yeah.
One
exactly.
of the few.
Mace, how you doing, bud?
I'm good, man. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Molly brought me some food.
What'd you get? What'd
We
you
had
get?
a brisket sent to us from a friend from Texas
All
over
right,
the
I'm on my way. I'll
holidays.
see you later.
Yeah, so I cooked that up a couple days ago. So we've been just eating off of that. So she made me like a scrambled egg brisket with some veggies and things.
amazing.
What a
That sounds
great
so good.
wife. Thank you, Molly. If you're
Molly's the
listening,
best.
you're the best wife in the world.
She is.
You're the best wife I've ever had.
She better be. She better be. All right. Joining us now on the Mason Crosby Show on the guest hotline powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. Our good friend from CBS 58 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He is the one, the only Scott Grodsky. Good day to you, Mr. Scott.
Good day, guys. I'm pretty sure that if a Bears fan is going to agree with you, Mason, it'd be not as like former Packers kicker Mason Crosby. It'd be
Mm.
Colorado kicker.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, they couldn't agree with
point.
me as a Packer, right?
No.
Yeah, no, but the Buffaloes are fine.
No.
They're harmless. It's not.
They're
not a big
harmless?
rivalry there.
They're harmless.
Michael
They're not-
chimes.
I meant
Go ahead.
they're harmless to Chicago fans.
Oh,
There's not a big
I know what you
Colorado-
mean.
This is like we had this argument maybe a month into our show of would a golden eagle or a buffalo win in a fight or something, right? Wasn't it
Yeah,
something
we
like
were.
that?
We
It
had all
was-
the mascots. It
it
was like what a
was-
badger.
Oh, that's what it was. It was a
Yeah.
badger versus a golden eagle, and then Buffalo got
would
lumped.
be a tough one to beat.
Yeah,
Yeah, especially
Buffalo
because
just
there's
gotta
usually
sit-
more than one. They're gonna just like trample you,
Or
You
just
can't
sit
get
on
out.
you.
Yeah.
Just sit on you. Michael's on YouTube and he says, I'll agree with you, Mason. Michael's a Bears fan. He says Eberflus sucked.
All right,
Yeah,
thank
so
you,
there go.
Michael.
Yeah, so
Thank
Michael's
you.
got you.
We can agree on that.
Scott, Packers Bears week, like round 3. Ding ding, let's go.
Yeah, I can't believe we're getting another one. It's for all the incredible chapters of this rivalry, it's pretty ridiculous that this is the third time in the playoffs and the
That
second
is
time in the
wild.
playoffs of a modern era.
Yeah, that is crazy. It went really well for the Packers the last time,
Mm-hmm.
which I remember fondly. What are you looking for in this game? Like, what do you think? We've been on like the will Matt LaFleur and Goody get extended in the first hour, but we're going to dive into this game. So, what are you eyeing in this game that gives this Packers team a chance to go there and Soldier Field and get a win?
Yeah, I mean, I think you look at the history of not just the rivalry, but this year. I don't know how you could look at this and not think either team has a chance to win. It's about as evenly matched as I would think it could be, especially with Parsons out, because that was a huge difference for Green Bay. I think for the Packers, it's really all going to be about can they keep it together for 4 quarters, and will the fourth quarter be a disaster like it was a few weeks ago, or will it be something they can survive and get through? The Bears certainly have flaws. They are the 2 seed. They won the division. They get a lot of credit for both of those things, especially in the first year under a head coach. But they're not the Seahawks, and they're not a team without flaws. They have very serious issues. They showed them against Detroit. They've showed them in both games against Green Bay. And it's just a matter of the whole cardiac Bears thing in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
If they can avoid that.
that was what I was going to say is like this team is so interesting. I mean, they were down 16-0 to the Lions and came back and tied that thing up. And like they are a team that is resilient and going to go. Like, is there a strategy where maybe you let them get a little lead and then they kind of relax and then you can jump on them?
Mace, you're not wrong. Like, there's part of me that thinks no one needs to watch the first 53 minutes of this game because the Packers will be up by a little bit. And it's going to come down to, will Caleb Williams make the play or not?
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. That's been their recipe this whole year.
If the Packers strategy is to spot the Bears a lead, then yeah, you can start talking about firing Matt LaFleur.
Okay. All right. So that's a strategy that we should not expect on Saturday night.
Yeah, I think you'll avoid that. But yeah, I mean, there's certainly not going to be any point where if the Packers are up 14-0, 21-7, there's no point where you're going to feel confident and feel like, all right, this is done. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe if they would have been more conscious of how much of a comeback team this Bears squad is 3 weeks ago, maybe they don't lose that game. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in the heads of the players or coaches or anything like that, but it was certainly a very clear lesson to them 3 weeks ago of what can happen if you do take your foot off the gas. So maybe that's something that ends up being a big boost in this game, is that if they are up, it doesn't have that switch that changes to, oh God, here come the Bears and the Packers are doing nothing to stop it.
Well, we talked about that too. I think it was Ryan Wood yesterday was saying that
the Woodpecker,
if can Ben Johnson just stick to the run. Yeah. And not like, try to get too creative and do all of that. And so is that the interesting thing? If they have a lead, does he still try to open it up? And then all of a sudden bad things happen. Caleb Williams makes a mistake and you're able to jump on him and have some big momentum shifts, because it just feels like this team, when they are behind, they are hungry and they find a way to get back in games. So we talked about it before you came on. Do you think that the Packers should defer or take the ball if they win the coin toss to start this game?
I don't mind deferring. I know LaFleur likes taking the ball a decent amount. I guess I haven't really thought about it too much, but I don't mind deferring and having more of a second crack at it and letting the Bears offense get out there right away. I feel like if the Bears do score on the opening drive, it's not the end of the world. But I think if the Packers get the ball first, don't really move the ball at all after 2 weeks of not having their quarterback, I wouldn't want momentum to build or snowball in a negative direction for a team that is coming off of essentially a bye week. I think like most things that we talk about is momentum good or would you rather have rest? You can frame it to promote whatever point you want. So I don't think it's going to be the end of the world, whatever happens on the first drive, but I guess if it was me, I would defer.
Yeah, Scott, I do want to ask that question because that's been a big talk. And like, is this a chance for this team to just reset, right? It's like everything that happened regular season, you lose like Micah Parsons. These last 4 weeks have been a little disjointed. Having that Vikings game and sitting guys and saying like, all right, we're starting this playoff season now. Do you think can be bolster this team to some success against the Chicago Bears?
Yeah, I think it has to. I think that's your only choice, because if you're going into it as we're on a 4-game losing streak, and
I like that. No options, like flies, only choice.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're going into it with the 4-game losing streak and guys dropping like flies, you're in trouble. But if you can go into it as, all right, we had a reset. Ben Johnson made it very clear that it was important that they weren't going to rest their guys because they don't do that. Not that there's any reason why they would have done that.
They play football.
Sure, he can
say
that. Yeah, and everyone plays football when you're playing for the 2 seed, and there's a reason to. Yeah. But sure, good for him. I think you have to look at it as you got to reset. You got pretty much everyone who gets major snaps on this team got a break, and you have to hope that is, the right strategy. It was a very painful lesson last year when Christian Watson tore his ACL and was out for obviously the playoffs and the first half of this season. And the hope is that rest doesn't lead to rust. And it can sometimes. Usually, if you're talking 1 week, I'm not super concerned about that. I kind of would have wanted to see Jordan Love play a couple of series, but I understand also if you're giving the offensive line rest, you're definitely not putting him behind that offensive line that played in Minnesota.
No, I totally agree. We got Scott Grodsky on the Mason Crosby show. He's the anchor at CBS 58. Yeah. What do you expect from Jordan Love? Do you expect him to have a heavy dose of running the ball, trying to just control the clock, or do you think LaFleur comes out firing? Just Love has to be the healthiest he's been. His head's clear now after the concussion protocol. Like, what do you see this offense doing in this game against the Bears?
Yeah, I think you come into it like a normal strategy, normal game plan. I don't think that the concussion at this point matters. Obviously, you want to be worried long-term health for anyone who has concussions, but he's cleared. He's been cleared for over a week by the time the game happens. The minor shoulder injury is off throwing arm and didn't seem like that big of a deal anyway. I think that, LaFleur, whether he goes heavy run, heavy pass, it's going to be based on what he thinks is the best game plan, not based on I need to protect Jordan Love or I need to protect Josh Jacobs. I think if they're out there, they've got to be ready to be out there for real. I guess to me, Jacobs is more of a concern than Love because I think Love's injury stuff is as in the past as it can be in week 19 of an NFL season. Jacobs' stuff continues to be there. But I mean, obviously he's going to go. And if he does get banged up more, Emmanuel Wilson has proven he can play pretty well and back up as long as he's not running 18 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
That was special.
Yeah, that and the Brosmer fumble were two special plays from a special preseason game in Week 18. But anyway, going back to your point, I think that you have to be looking at this game as you can open the playbook to whatever you want it to. And if LaFleur decides that running the ball to keep Caleb Williams off the field is the best option, then fine, you do it. But if you're looking at this game plan as the best way to beat the Bears is Jordan Love throws the ball 40 times, then Jordan Love's got to be ready to throw the ball 40 times.
Scott Grodsky, CBS 58 in Milwaukee, joining us here on the Mason Crosby Show. You can follow him on Twitter at Scott Grodsky. Scott, I have a question for you that I think we might talk a little bit more about later on in the show, but wanted to give a little bit of a taste of it. You brought up Josh Jacobs, and we already know that the answer is probably overwhelmingly Jordan Love. But after that, who is the guy that you have the most confidence in to show up on Saturday against the Bears? I think everyone would say Jordan Love if you had to pick one, but after that, there is no Micah Parsons left. There's no Devontae Wyatt. There's no Tucker Kraft. Who's the next guy that can help Jordan Love on either side of the ball more to take some of this pressure off going up against Chicago this Saturday?
Rashawn Gary.
Oh, God,
what?
Stop.
Then the game's over. Then they've lost.
Yeah, I just wanted to have a little fun there.
Game's over.
God.
This guy.
I'll go
All
home.
right,
Scott, I'll go home right now, bro.
And now we break.
I don't know. I think defensively, Xavier McKinney obviously is a veteran who you're going to need to rely on in this game, especially if they're trying to protect a lead late in the fourth quarter. I really want to see what Christian Watson can do. Obviously, he was out of the playoffs last year, but he is a massive, massive weapon who has come up with some big catches at big times. I think, barring an onside kick recovery, Romeo Doubs is also in that category of someone who's been able to make plays when it counts. So I think those are guys I'd be looking at. And then, on the flip side, the guys you don't necessarily trust, like Rashawn Gary, if he can have a game like he did the first 7 weeks when Parsons was out there, that could be massive. I mean, if they can get anything from him, Enagbari, Lucas Van Ness, they need to get something on the pass rush without sacrificing everything in the back end on coverage.
I think the last time we saw production out of Rashawn Gary, he was teammates with Mason Crosby at this point.
Wow. Long time ago. Yeah, that's interesting. But I mean, I think that's the issue with Rashawn Gary is not that he just makes mistakes. It's not like he's a liability out there, but he makes $24 million or whatever. And he's just not making plays a significant amount of time and doing the job at a high level. And I think those are some of the big things. It's sometimes that price tag with no splash. and then the effort for me is always the big thing. Yeah. So what do you think? Do you think we'll see heavy dose? Do you think Trayvon Diggs is going to get some serious action in this game, whether he plays inside in the slot at times, or do you think he's going to replace Valentine on the edge?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're going to full-fledged replace Valentine, but I wouldn't be shocked if he gets some reps in there, and I guess we'll see how the game goes.
He can tackle at least.
Yeah, maybe it's Valentine with a short leash. I don't know that you want to completely wholesale change something for a guy who obviously Trayvon Diggs has all the tools and has been an all-world cornerback, but he sure hasn't been this year. He looked fine against the Vikings though, so I don't know. I think that's something that could be dependent on how the game is going and how Valentine and anyone else who's in there is doing, and maybe it's a break glass in case of emergency or a little less than an emergency. I'd be surprised if he's not active. I can tell you that.
What other games? I'm just kind of moving into this wild card weekend. What other games are?
Excuse me, Mason Crosby. That is super wild card.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Is there a slime game? Is there a Nickelodeon slime game this weekend?
It's whatever the AFC South wants it to be.
Right,
probably.
the Houston Texans.
Yeah, exactly. So are there any other games this weekend that kind of get you curious and you're interested in watching?
Yeah, no, whichever ones are on CBS 58. Those are definitely
there. It is.
Nice.
Yeah,
Sure.
That was a nice plug. I teed you up for that one.
I don't even know which games are on our network yet. Don't repeat that to anyone on the radio.
Exactly.
To me, I think the 3-6 games in both conferences are the ones that are the most interesting. I think the Eagles and 49ers, I don't know what to think of the 49ers after the offensive explosion but no defense against the Bears, and then the flip side against the Seahawks. All I know is as long as the 49ers are relatively healthy offensively, obviously they're not defensively, they're a scary team, and the Eagles are the defending champions. So that is a very interesting game to me. And then Jaguars-Bills.
Jaguars-Bills, Scott Grodsky, by the way, Sunday at noon on CBS 58.
There it is.
Bills-Jaguars.
There you go.
Yep,
Perfect. Didn't even have to try. To me, that's a great game. That's a great. Hopefully, it should be a fun offensive game to watch. I think that the Bills have not been anywhere near as scary as they were supposed to be. But the Bills were with the Ravens and Chiefs. They were the 3 AFC favorites coming in. They're the only one that's still there. The Jaguars are a very interesting up and coming story with Trevor Lawrence being as good as anyone in the NFL for the last 3 months. I wouldn't be shocked if the Super Bowl teams came out of both of these 3-6 games.
Wow.
Interesting. I like that take, Scott.
Scott, if you could pick a quarterback today, Justin Herbert or Trevor Lawrence, who are you picking?
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me, Tommy? Are we literally like the same brain now after two? Because I literally was about to ask the exact same question.
Yeah, we're
fully
married.
Healthy. Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence.
What is this show? The teal is for real. The teal is for real.
Well,
Scott, this is an important question.
That we got the fully healthy part for Justin Herbert because he is the hypothetical best quarterback in the NFL.
Oh,
yeah, I would take Lawrence. I would take Lawrence second.
Oh, what?
Yes. Come on,
Scott. I thought we were friends.
That was awesome, Scott. Worth it.
Worth it.
Gotcha.
Oh man, whenever the Chargers are in the Super Bowl, you'll all be eating crow.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure, Tommy. What a troll.
Tastes like chicken.
All right, Scott. What's your prediction for this game this weekend? Do you think the Packers can pull it off?
Yeah, I do. I think they can pull it off, and I think that until the Bears actually do it in the playoffs, I'm not going to trust the Bears to do it in the playoffs. So I think they win. I think it's close. I think it's close all the way. But I think I don't know. We'll say 24-20, something like that.
Okay, nice. Well, I appreciate you, Scott. You got anything else, fellas?
I mean, we're not really talking Bucks, but I know that as the Packer season winds to an end, it'll be all Giannis all the time and Bucks watch as well. And Daniel Vogelbach, I'm sure you'll have a special on him coming up soon.
Are you buying this transfer portal class this year for the Badgers, Scott?
No, I'm not going to buy any transfer portal class for the Badgers until they have one that works. It's also,
that is correct.
I mean, as much as that hasn't worked, the quarterback injuries obviously are a huge part of that. But until they have a year where they're even half of what they were nationally for 20 years, it's hard to say that, I think this is going to be the one where they go, 10-2 or whatever.
All right.
Love it.
Scott, anything you want to plug coming up on CBS 58 in the next couple days?
Oh, you got a little bit of the basketball there. We got a feature with Pat Connaughton airing tonight,
Okay.
so that'll be good to do. And then the rest of it, this whole week is who are we kidding? As much as I like the NBA and some of the other stuff that's going on in our area and even college basketball, this whole week is about Bears Packers, and everyone knows it.
Absolutely. He is Scott Grodsky, sports reporter, anchor for CBS 58 in Milwaukee. Scott, thanks so much for jumping on today.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you.
Scott Grodsky joining us on the guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. Mason, Saturday, chance for rain and snow, breezy in the afternoon into the evening in Chicago. High of 37 during the day, low of 26. So I would guess that would mean
That's not too bad.
High 20s, maybe low 30s for the game.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I love weather games, but I'm not sure that helps the Packers in this one.
No, I don't think you want that.
No,
in this game.
Right.
It's going to be a little windy. I saw like 15 to 25.
Yep,
So special teams are going to play a factor there.
Well, that's bad.
Did I just see this right on Potawatomi's website that they literally have the line at zero?
Now.
Pick 'em.
Yep, they do.
That is crazy.
Mhm.
Like, when was the last time? Like, that does not happen very often, right?
No, and I bet you by Thursday it moves in one direction at least.
You say
right?
that, but ESPN Bet right now has the Packers minus
I saw
a point
that.
and a half.
No, that's what I was saying. 'Cause I
That's
looked at
crazy.
ESPN and then I looked at Potawatomi and I was like, wow. So the ESPN has
And the
Packers favored.
And the
then-
Bears were favored by a point yesterday,
yeah,
right?
it's moving.
Moving.
Man, nobody believes in the Bears in the playoffs. I love it. I love it. Suck
Why
it,
would
score.
you? Why
That's
would
right.
you?
This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. More Packers Bears talk. Who is the most important player on the field not named Jordan Love Saturday night? And why is Tommy so awesome? All that and more coming up on the Mason Crosby Show. All right, thanks again to Scott Grodsky for jumping on the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon. Mason, could you describe the brisket omelet that you had for us?
Yes, it was what was the place? Something, it's a Black's, but great brisket, juicy. And then Molly just, scrambled it up with eggs. And then she put some veggies on the side, just for a little health kick. She might have had a little cheese in there. But yeah, it was fairly simple, but the brisket is just so tender and juicy that the flavor just goes throughout the whole meal. It was perfect. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I can see your face. You're very
Are
you getting hungry?
Brisket is like one of the things I love the most on earth.
Yeah, it's so good.
It is so delicious.
I'll send y'all a picture. I made some brisket nachos over the weekend.
Brisket nachos are great.
That's the best form. That's the best form. I agree. Brisket's solid. I love steak. It's steak.
The brisket nachos at Fiserv Forum. So first of all, I very am vehemently anti the concessions at Fiserv Forum. I think they're all overpriced. I think they're lukewarm half the time because they're sitting out there.
I endorse that, Mitch Nellis. I got you.
Thank you. But the brisket nachos at the barbecue place, I think, are the best value for your dollars. It's like $12. It's way more meat than you think because you think it's going to be like 2 little pieces of meat. It's not. It's a good amount of meat. Pickled onions, love pickled onions. And some jalapenos, of course.
They drizzle the barbecue sauce on there.
So
it's a good change up.
I'm a fan of that one. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Scott Grodsky just joined us. It is Packers-Bears week. Interesting. I want to jump take a little side road on what Scott said. He said he wouldn't be surprised if the Super Bowl matchup came from both conferences 3-6 game. Which I think that's Jaguars Bills and that's Niners Eagles,
which supports Tommy's theory of the Eagles won the Super Bowl already.
It supports that. It also supports 2 weeks ago when I said on 670 The Score when we were down at the Broad Bowl that I predicted that it would be Bills Niners in the Super Bowl. So
I can't see the Bills.
If they get hot though, like
and I don't trust the Eagles either. I mean,
do you trust anyone? Do you trust anyone?
I think Seahawks are really good. I think they might be a step above at the moment. But they can lay an egg as well. The NFC feels wide open. AFC, Denver could. They're just such a grindy defense. I actually think Houston Texans, with how they've been playing, could sneak up and make a run at this thing.
When Andy Herman was last on Inside Wisconsin Sports with us on yesterday, he said that maybe it was Friday, now that I say it out loud. But anyway, he said the most important player in this playoffs is CJ Stroud. If CJ Stroud is playing well, the Houston Texans are going to be a problem.
Yeah, if their offense can click. Yeah,
yes.
Because their defense is the best.
Their defense is so good.
So good. Yeah. Would ultimate troll, if let's hypothetical Packers get eliminated, do we want to see the Seahawks because then Sam Darnold wins it like in his first year?
Just to troll the Vikings.
To troll the Vikings.
I like that.
I like
that. But I hate the Seahawks.
Right, you can't
so
root.
much.
You can't root for the Seahawks.
Yeah,
what if the Jags won it all?
The Jags is actually the team.
I'd rather I wouldn't mind the Rams winning it. Or going to the Super Bowl.
That's LA. That's LA.
Just won.
But I can't go San Fran or Seahawks. I hate both of those.
Well, just say Devontae. Like, I get it.
I love Devontae.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
And you like Stafford, too.
I like Stafford. Yeah.
Devontae liked more than Aaron Rodgers.
Did you guys ever golf tournament together or anything like that?
No.
I would have thought you guys would have crossed paths. You guys seem like the type of, just
Texas
good guys.
boys.
Yeah, did you know that Matthew Stafford and Clayton Kershaw played baseball together?
Yeah.
You only see it on every single graphic either of them are playing
I was just going to say, I've never heard that before.
Never heard that one before.
Tell me more. We've got some news from Ryan Wood, the woodpecker. Matt LaFleur spoke just minutes ago up there in Green Bay. For the first time in a month, it looks like Zach Tom is trending toward playing. It's not set in stone yet, but it looks that way. Matt LaFleur anticipates Malik Willis will be available as the backup. Dontavian Wicks has not cleared protocol yet. Besides that, not a whole lot of news. Jordan Love expected to play quarterback. Rashawn Gary expected to do nothing.
Nice.
Yeah.
I wish that was a real question. God, like just Matt.
Do you
LaFleur
expect Rashawn Gary to do anything this week?
No.
Not at all.
We've actually lowered our expectations to a point that if he even steps on the field, we actually are very happy about that.
Yeah, he's going to return kicks. That's what he's going to start doing from now
Matt
on.
LaFleur, talking about Jordan Love, said, "There's nobody else I'd rather have than Jordan."
Dude, now all the
What a love
all the
fest.
Willis lovers are out on the floor. Just like
what
that.
a love fest! Yeah. Who loves Malik Willis? You want LaFleur gone?
Yeah.
There is some video about an hour ago of Micah Parsons rehabbing at Lambeau with head trainers Brian Engel and Nate Weir.
Oh yeah,
via Micah Parsons' personal Instagram.
Nate Weir's a jerk whenever you're rehabbing with him.
Is he?
Jerk.
Tell us the story. Is he just like is he?
Well, no, I saw him on
just
the
gets
bike.
after
I'm
you?
like, man, that looks familiar. Like I remember, the one time, like I had the knee injury and I was in there and I'd always yell at him, like, cause he's, telling me to do all this stuff. And I'm just like, shut up, Nate. I love Nate.
awesome.
He's my favorite. All those guys are so good in there.
All right, Mason, I got a quick
Men and
question.
women in there. Sorry.
Yeah, of course. I got a quick question for you because this Thursday, get ready for Green Bay and Chicago as the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network will broadcast live from Green Bay, 9 to noon with Kuhn and Rami, and I and me representing the Mason Crosby Show will broadcast live from Margarita's Mexican Food and Cantina.
I love
just
it.
2 blocks away from Lambeau Field on Lombardi Ave. Come hang out with the guys. We'll be there from 9 to 2. Of course, our show is there noon to 2. So first of all, like, is there something special I should order there? But more importantly than that, Mason, Matt LaFleur on Thursday is speaking at 10:45.
Perfect.
Should I try to get a day pass? Should I go?
Why not?
Should I go?
Only if you ask the Rashawn Gary question.
What
Only
am I
if
asking?
Only
All
if
right.
you ask the Rashawn Gary.
But
question.
for real, should I go to the press conference?
Yeah, represent the show. Let's go.
Wow.
Make it known.
I don't know if I'm big time enough to like.
Sure you are. You
to
can
walk
get
in that
past.
room, like Wildy and Demovsky are just going to look at me and be
Yeah,
like,
they will. There'll
"Who's
be
this
some
guy?"
side eyes for
I'm
sure.
going to be like, "Dude, I've known you guys for 20 years. Shut
Make
up,
your
okay?"
presence known. Let our show be known in that space. But for your question about margaritas, I think it's called the chicken Argentine.
Okay.
Argentine.
Yeah.
It's like grilled chicken, but there's like
Yes.
here's where it goes from healthy to unhealthy. Then it's like queso and
Mhm.
all the. It's basically
Keep going.
a deconstructed like fajita.
Sounds amazing.
Oh, it's really good.
Have you ever
Or a
had
constructed fajita? I don't know.
No,
because
decon-
you
I
have to
think
cut the
decon-
meat.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you ever had a chimichanga at Margarita's?
Yeah, tell us about that. I have. Like the kids really love chimichangas. Is that your favorite?
No, so
Yes.
Tell
it
us
is.
the story. It's time.
so
I've been waiting.
So I'm filling in for the morning show for Josh yesterday and today, and Trevor Thomas and I yesterday. Trevor Thomas is, I'm not going to say the biggest UW Green Bay fan. He's the only UW Green Bay basketball fan I've ever
Whoa.
met. I mean,
Whoa, that's just because you're young. The entire state were UW Green Bay fans when Tony Bennett and Jeff Norgard were playing there.
okay, well, Jeff
Okay.
Norgard, friend of mine. Anyway, it's fine. The
Okay.
biggest
Uncle
in
of-
terms of
Uncle of Tom
size, he is the
All right.
biggest
He's-
man.
Oh,
Anyway.
okay.
Anyway, we made a little wager. My mother went to UWM, so I was like, sure, I'll be heel turn Panther fan for the night. And then we had the wager of 2 points was the line, and Green Bay ended up winning outright, so it didn't really matter. But we had put a wager on of a Mexican dinner, right? Mexican food dinner for some reason was
Nice. I
the
like
bet. Okay. And yesterday I'm watching the game, texting with Trevor Thomas as the game is going on. And you can see Trevor Thomas on like literally in the crowd so
Oh, nice.
easily. Regardless. Anyway, I'm texting with him. The game is near the end. I said, that was a big 3 right there. Game. And then Trevor Thomas said, and the chance of bleep Milwaukee ring across the Crest Center. They were literally chanting bleep Milwaukee,
Really?
right? I
That's lame.
then said a joke of no foul question mark because I wanted to get a foul on the 3-pointer that was there.
Okay.
It led to this very interesting discourse on on the Inside Wisconsin Sports Show with Trevor and Josh. I'll just play the clip right here. Right here in the last text message you sent me. The chanting that was in there.
Oh, sorry. I meant the one before that about what I was planning to order. Did you not get that?
I don't think so. No,
I was going to say yeah, you did. You responded. The last text message I sent you last night.
What is it?
Said chimichanga, please.
Got it. Did
you delete that already to take it out of your brain or what?
No. I actually thought that was like you were calling me a chimichanga in this context.
Oh my. Nope. That's what I'm ordering on your tab.
Oh, Tommy.
Just wait.
You thought I was calling you a chimichanga?
Yeah, because I said no foul on that call, which was a joke to you. So then you were like, chimichanga, please. I don't even... What? I swear.
Is that a saying? Chimichanga, please.
Dude, Sparky, I'm way too sleep deprived, I guess, to be alive right now. But
my
100%. Like I knew I lost the bet, and now I owe you. But I thought you were calling me a chimichanga. I have no idea. why.
I don't know what that means.
No one would ever do that.
No one does.
You were correct. I was wrong. That's on more than one occasion in
bad
the
news.
Green
I
Bay
think that's
game.
gonna stick.
Yeah. So then the last segment of the show proceeded to get Tommy Chonga, Timmy Chonga, Tommy Chimichanga, Shimmy Tommy.
Why do you have so many nicknames?
So I would like the grammar man, Mitch Nellis.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I said
journalism major.
No foul ? He then said chimichanga, please. So
he was asking for a chimichanga.
Yeah, but he did not preface this in any way. So I heard chimichanga, please. Like bleep, please.
Like bleep, please.
Right. Yeah. So I thought he was calling me a chimichanga. Yeah. And I even told him at the end of the show, I 100% woke up this morning being like, I can't believe he called me a chimichanga.
You were thinking about it. So you're actually, it was you're man, he really got me. He insulted me. I'm a fried burrito.
So
that's what he views me as.
So I have then now claimed that I don't think it's even the dumbest thing I've said on the air. It might be the dumbest thoughts I've ever had in my life.
Fact that you had an overnight and then you woke up and brought it up on the radio that's top notch.
I mean, let's be honest. Did Tommy really sleep though when he's getting up at 4 a.m. to produce a show?
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Real quick, Chicken Argentine is right there. It's grilled chicken breast smothered with margarita dip. Did you ever get
margarita dips for real?
Did you ever get the barbecue one instead? The barbecue sauce?
I didn't.
Okay, because I'm kind of looking at that, but I feel like I need to get one chimichanga on the side now. Just like
you definitely you have to have a chimichanga, and we have to. Yeah, you have to post it
real quick. We got sneaking Ken in the Falls on the Nicolay Law Talking text line. Ken, real quick, what do you got for us today?
Chimichanga, please.
Here's what I got for you today. Bears, I know you're all listening down there.
That's right.
On the Score, all your fans. You better be prepared for one thing come Saturday night. Matt LaFleur is coaching for his life. This team is going to be more than prepared. Packers are going to blow you out. 37-9.
Let's go.
Now we're talking.
You're going to actually see something you don't see out of LaFleur.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to put the hammer down. Yep. When they get the lead, he's not going to slow down.
That's right.
It's going to be a different look this week. And the defense, 2 turnovers.
Oh, yeah.
2 turnovers.
From your mouth to God's ears,
All
Ken.
right, so they're just reset the whole season, and they're now high scoring, getting takeaways. This is a new team.
But hey, Mason, you have to look at it from the standpoint that
you do.
Don't kid yourself that LaFleur isn't hearing all this stuff, right? He's hearing
all of it.
And he's fully aware that the doubters are out there. And the fact of the matter is he's got an opportunity with his team to right this ship from the standpoint that they didn't win the division, okay? They haven't won a division. But they do have a chance to make a statement in the playoffs. And one of his biggest downfalls is that he doesn't have that killer instinct. He's going to get an opportunity to show it this week and to put the league on notice that, hey, you didn't pick us? Who cares? You didn't pick us in 2010 either, and guess what we did?
Amen.
There you go.
There you
Kill
go.
the Bears. Kill them.
Ken, we got to run. We'll talk to you later this week, I am sure, as we get deeper and deeper into Packers, Bears playoff week. But coming up next, we got to jump into the brisket and egg mind. Well, how about a brisket and egg chimichanga?
Oh, that sounds really good. That sounds really good.
Yeah,
a little green, like a green salsa,
yes.
like salsa verde.
Yeah, he asked, he was like, what if we just call you Chimmy? And I was like, I don't know, it doesn't really play. And he was like, well, what about Changa? And I was like, yep, Chimmy's good. Chimmy works.
Changa.
Chimmy's better than Changa.
Nicolay Law
sure.
talking text line. Tyson from Zilla said Chimmy Tommy Changa. I guess that was one of them, right?
That flows right off the tongue. Yeah,
that's a hard one to say. Say
It
that
is.
one time fast.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I'll choose not to. This is the
Changa.
Mason-
I like Changa.
He's Mason.
Oh, dude, I stopped myself.
Yeah.
I was like, reached for the dump button.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that could go wrong. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis. He is Mason Crosby, the kicker of our favorite football team, the Green Bay Packers, all-time leading scorer. It is playoff week. This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon.
Oh, yeah.
What's on Mason Crosby's mind today?
Now I'm thinking.
It's time for Extra Points, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis.
Tell me what's on your mind.
On the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Oh man, what a great show. Ken in the Falls got all of us fired up. He got the juices flowing. This is Bears Packers week. And it's not only just that, it is the playoffs. And this is, was it Super Wild Card Weekend?
Super.
Yeah. What are they doing? Like, you can't.
It's the Packers' fault.
Relax. It's the Packers' fault.
7 seeds fault.
7 seeds fault. Yeah. All right. So let's see. Oh man, we're getting some questions about this brisket and egg chimichanga on the Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line. 414-677-1250. Where can one get this brisket and egg chimichanga? It's going to be a thing, and I think Tommy is getting into some cooking, so I think you need to figure out how to make it.
But I got no carbs right now, guys.
All right, so you can't do the chimichanga shell.
Chimichangas.
Right.
I can do it deconstructed.
You can
in
do
your words.
gluten-free.
So your nickname is chimichanga, but you can't even eat one. That's
No.
kind of
Right.
rough.
I know.
Yeah, that's
I know.
tough.
I asked Tommy if I should go the barbecue one or the regular one. And apparently Trevor is on record as saying the margarita sauce is like the greatest sauce in the history of Earth. So I
don't
have to
do
go.
barbecue.
No,
you
no.
have to do that. Yeah.
All right.
It's like it's queso.
I know.
It's
It's
amazing.
it sounds amazing.
I'm
And
trying to think what
I'm gonna
else
get a
I-
chimichanga a la carte. I'm gonna get an. I'm gonna
I
order
mean,
an
I'm
extra
just
chimichanga.
never gonna live it down, so I just gotta lean into
Yeah,
it.
exactly,
As hard
exactly.
as it is.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I
it's
know
tough.
what. Like my Christmas gift did not get to you. It got canceled because of copyright infringements or image and likeness infringements. So maybe I'll just send you a shirt with a big chimichanga on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
Wow.
it was a tough look this morning, and that was at 6:05. Like that was
right
off
at
the
beginning.
rip.
Man,
Like
that's tough.
The entire day it was
You needed-
chimichanga.
You know what? If you
Well,
had
you
just-
handled it
If
well.
you had done a smelling salt, you would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you for leaning in, though. Hey, so my Christmas gift that I was supposed to, Mitch, Tommy will show you.
Yeah.
I made a shirt that it was split a picture of me and a picture of Justin Herbert, and it was like my two favorite players, and it said something else. I can't remember exactly what I put on there.
I
but
thought it said my favorite kicker and quarterback or
kicker and
something.
quarterback. Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I like to think that I bring
That's
the
amazing.
troll out of Mason Crosby. So
Little bit, yeah.
that was
fair.
even the thought
The
was
thought.
amazing.
The thought does count.
The thought absolutely counts. I appreciate the thought. It is A1 troll. And I mean, all I do is send you troll gifts. So you had to send a troll gift back.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
That
got
is-
my Cudahy
that is
sweatshirt,
fantastic.
which is
Did you
crushing
burn
it,
that
so-
yet? Or
No. Mason, we got tonight. I don't know if you know this or not. We got that long-time traditional Big Ten matchup, basketball, UCLA at Wisconsin.
Yeah, big
yes.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big, yeah,
Classic.
yeah.
That's what
Classic
everyone's
Big-
been waiting on.
Classic Big Ten.
Kareem was a Big Ten guy. That's what
Yeah,
everyone meant.
exactly.
Bill Walton too. Yeah,
The Big
yeah.
Ten gets to claim
Kevin Love and Russell
claim
Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, they were huge.
How
in the
many
Big
years
Ten.
does it take before you get comfortable with like the new teams? Like, you
UCLA
think UCLA and UC will
No.
ever you'll never
No.
get comfortable. with
UCLA
No.
will never make it.
Yeah,
I,
Just
I
never.
agree.
Oregon is good. That's why that Big Ten claims them. The other one's never
Right.
going to happen.
it. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I totally. So what do you got? What do you got on your brain now, Mace?
A quick brain thought is something that we funny you said UCLA. We played the Bears. I still remember it in college. Brandon Chiller was on the UCLA team.
Okay.
Mercedes Lewis on the UCLA team that we played against. And I still remember that video. It was the Baldwin, one of the Baldwins, and who's the guy from Silence of the Lambs? What's his name again?
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins. And it's Kill the Bear, right? They're out in the woods, like he had an affair with his wife or something, and they stick the stick in the ground and kill the bear. So watch that movie tonight. I can't even remember what it's called, but
Kill the
look
Bear.
that up. Kill the Bear.
I love
Ken
it.
in the Falls got us going.
Let's go.
Coming, hey, we're coming down the home stretch. We're gonna crush it.
He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nellis, aka Thunder. He's Chimichanga. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon.
Chimichanga.